Beatrice speaking to the triumphant that had ascended into the Empyrean, told them that Dante, through the Father's grace, had a foretaste of the great slaughter. As he desired to know certain matters, and given that they were drinking or forever at the fount whence comes his thought, Canto 24, 8 through 9, she asked them to reveal to him the answers to his questions. The souls whirled around as that of Beatrice, with more worthy souls spinning faster. After they whirled 3 times around Beatrice, a soul came out of this swirling manifestation. So a fiery soul claimed to have been freed by Beatrice, who he called his holy sister, with her devoted love. Beatrice asked the soul to and belief on theological virtue of faith. His examination would be thorough, as it should not be hidden from him. Within her request, she identified the soul as that of St. Peter. In closing her request, but since this kingdom has made citizens by means of the true faith to glorify it, 'tis well he had the chance to speak thereof. Canto 24, 43 through 45. The soul then turned to Dante and asked him a simple question with a tremendous amount of gravity. What is the faith? Canto 24, 53. After getting permission and instruction from Beatrice, began his oral defense of St. Peter. He mentioned how St. Peter served as the first bishop of Rome after having served as the Archbishop of Antioch, and Paul helped to edify the diocese of Rome through his letter to the diocese and during his trial before Nero. Roman military terminology as an allusion, Dante said that St. Peter was the great centurion of the church, essentially that he is the great leader of the Roman diocese. Per Hebrews 11:1, Dante gave his answer to the definition of faith as faith, the things we hope for, and evidence of those that are not seen, and this appears to me is predating. Canto 24, St. Peter, taking note of Dante's answer, asked him to expound on why substance of hope and evidence of unseen are so related to faith. The great Florentine poet answered in an elaborate manner that I will summarize. Can be observed in heaven or concealed on earth. However, though they are unseen on earth, they can be detected through belief and faith alone. The desire to see these unseen things gives a substance from the foundation of hope. The foundation of hope is faith, through which the saint is justified. This justification is evidence of unseen. As Dante seemingly had the full view of faith, the chief apostle told him that the reality of faith could not be understood by the sophisticated individual. Essentially, St. Peter desired to know if Dante really understood it. Though Dante admitted to understanding the gravity of faith, St. Peter questioned him as to what the source of his faith was. The great Florentine poet responded that his faith arrived from the deceiver through both the 46 books of the Old Testament and the 27 books of the New Testament. Any further need for proof seemed useless. Since Dante trusted the Old Testament and the New Testament, St. Peter wanted to know his reasoning for trusting that they were divinely breathed. The suppose that any of the miracles recorded therein be of natural occurrence. When the chief apostle questioned him further on whether or not the supernatural nature of miracles such as the resurrection of Christ were verifiable through testing, the great Florentine poet answered, without the apostles and evangelists, Christianity would not have spread out on the earth. If the Great Commission could have been done through other means, there would have been massively superior. Unfortunately, the evangelism of Saints Paul and Peter to Rome had effectively become a disgrace now. Before the chief apostle could respond, the fiery saints interrupted him with the praise, "One God we praise," Canto 20:13. When St. Peter continued, he stated that the Florentine poet had been divinely inspired in his mind and speech to give the correct replies, of which the chief apostle approved. However, St. Peter demanded, after giving a preamble that referred to how St. Peter had been vindicated by his faith in the wake of the empty tomb, Dante gave his creed. As it is a beautiful composition, I will be reading it in essence. One God I believe, sole and internal, who moveth all the heavens with love and with desire, himself unmoved, and of such faith not only have I proofs physical and metaphysical, but gives them likewise the truth that from this Moses, through the prophets, and through the Psalms, through the Evangel, and through you, and who wrote after the fiery Spirit sanctified you, and individuals three internal believe, and these ones essence I believe, so they bear a conjunction both with sunt and et. With the profound condition and divine which now I touch upon, doth stamp my mind oft times with doctrine evangelical. This the beginning is, this is the spark which afterwards builds to a vivid flame and light of the star in heaven is sparkling in me. Canto 24, 130 through 147. Having heard his words, St. Peter was highly pleased and embraced him. The saint then sang while circling